What's good, everyone? This is Artists of Truth, and I'm coming to you with another vlog entry. I was on this peaceful yet quiet uh, Monday evening. It's probably already Tuesday morning, but I'm gonna keep this short. So I came across an article where there was a transgender individual, a European male, that is breaking records in the uh, cycling sport for women. Women's cycling, I should say. So he's breaking records, and everything is awesome. You know, everything is awesome. Everything is cool. But I found it quite contradicting that all of a sudden all of these critics that were uh, ridiculing the uh, Andrea Yearwood. Andrea Yearwood is the transgender individual, a black male, that was taking part in the women's track. Uh, you folks are you folks always do some real contradicting shit. And I'm taking a moment to pause on speaking against, giving my personal opinion about transgender just for a moment. But the rest of you critics that are exalting a European man, a European male, portraying himself as a woman, you utilizing the label transgender, because I'm pretty sure he didn't have no damn surgery. So, whatever. But again, a European male is being right now exalted because he's breaking records in women's cycling. Breaking records. So I'm wondering, how long are you goddamn critics going to sit back and just allow this to unfold? Because it's real contradicting. And this is why. Andrea Yearwood, the transgender individual, all right, Google her. Check him out. Andrea Yearwood was actually running track and beating every woman that was out there running. Dominating. Now, if you're competing, I feel like, hey, it's a sport, right? Okay. But I found it amusing that a lot of critics were ridiculing Yearwood because it was a black male partaking in a predominantly in a well all in an all women's track. So you know what they did with Andrea, right? Right. Took off. Took him off. Basically said, hey, you can't compete. You can't. You can't compete. No, you can't do that. So a lot of critics, a lot of people had a lot to say. You know, even me. I felt like, hey, if it's a women's sport, it's a women's sport. Stop doing that. You know, women should be able to compete with women, and men should be able to compete with men. Now, if you want to start combining them, then that's a whole different ball game. You know, but in any case, you can't, you critics, you can't exalt one and then take down the other. You really can't. Because if you are going to exalt a European male that is portraying himself as a female in the sport of cycling, which it is women's cycling, you can't do that. Because if you're going to take the ability of Andrea Yearwood, I'm sorry, if you're going to take this transgender individual's ability to compete in an all-women sport, you're going to take this individual out, then you have to take this European, you have to take this individual out too. You can't take one and then leave the other because it looks good, it sounds good. Once again, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. These Europeans, they love to twist and make things feasible for them to exalt themselves or each other. It's like the shit is unbelievable. It's like shit with heterosexual males and females compared to European male and females. That European privilege is real as a motherfucker. It's real. There's no way you can deny the shit. The shit honestly doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Moreover, I don't know what it's going to take melanated people to get through their heads. That these Europeans, not only have they lied, and I mean this, not only have they lied to us, not only have they stolen from melanated people, regardless of what tribe you are a part of. There's one thing that still remains, that Europeans will lie, steal, cheat, manipulate the truth to make it more feasible and to give them the upper hand. Now, of course, there's no European on the face of the planet that is even going to bother to say anything to me. Because let truth be told, I know exactly where we are. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you all, if you really think about it, melanated people existed in this country. Melanated people are indigenous to this land. The Europeans came here and lied, manipulated, poured their foreign disease and ailments upon us and our elders. And the sad part about it, a lot of us still operate with a slave mentality. We don't love each other. Hell, some of us, we don't even love our goddamn selves. Because we have been conditioned and manipulated into believing that we have to change ourselves. You know, I was listening to an article where a sister, a melanated woman, a teacher from Alabama, went to the Dominican Republic to have a Brazilian butt lift, liposuction, and it was another surgical enhancement. Now, mind you, I saw one photo of this sister, and she was a beautiful woman, beautiful. But I say that to say this, we have been conditioned not to accept ourselves, not to love ourselves, not to love each other, but not to love ourselves, not to encourage each other as well as ourselves. We have been manipulated and misled into believing that we have to change ourselves in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And you know what? It's a mental disease. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of this stems from Europeanized behaviors. You know, some of us, we have a tendency, we want to Europeanize ourselves. Our sisters want to go and, get all of this long blonde, honey blonde, straight hair and hide their natural goddess growing hair. Yeah. A lot of us want to, a lot of our sisters want to emulate a Europeanized woman, when you fail to understand that, first and foremost, the melanated woman is a goddess. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's none. When a Europeanized woman gives birth to a child, and she gives her child off to a melanated woman so she can breastfeed her, what does that tell you? Huh? What is that? I mean, psychologically, what does that tell you? I'm tying everything in to make one simple point. First and foremost, you have to love yourself. Stop allowing these Europeanized motherfuckers to manipulate you and lead you into thinking that you are not beautiful. My melanated brothers, stop allowing these Europeanized motherfuckers to manipulate you and lead you into believing that you are not great, that you are not powerful, that mentally and spiritually you're not strong. You have to go back to, and I'm saying this because there's nothing on the face of this planet that not one Europeanized motherfucker can tell me that I'm not a god, that I'm not great, that I'm not handsome, that I not only am I handsome, but I am beautiful within. I've never allowed a motherfucker to tell me nothing less. You have to recognize your greatness. Love yourself enough to look yourself in the mirror and to accept and to love yourself regardless of your flaws. I don't care if one of your melanated sisters have an ass and your ass isn't as big as hers. I don't care if you're a melanated woman and you have a little more weight and you are somewhat bothered or intimidated because a Europeanized woman is slim and trim and you want to be slim and trim. Guess what? She's not a goddess like you. She's not a goddess like you. She can never be. Regardless of how much she tans her skin, she could never be like you. She could never surpass you. Never. And my melanated sisters out here just altering their natural beauty. Fuck out of here. I love you enough to tell you. Stop that shit, man. Stop that shit. And whatever black man is sitting up there telling you, oh, I like a Europeanized woman. He's just as weak and docile as anybody else. When you recognize your power, your beauty, your looks, and you can love yourself. This is the thing. If you really and truly love yourself, you will never have a need or want to alter your beauty, your appearance. If you really and truly love yourself, there's no need to alter yourself. Why? There's no need to alter yourself. There's no need to alter your young-minded offspring. There's no need to. And regardless of whether or not you feel that you can enlighten me or educate me, I will tell you first and foremost, I'm all open ears. I will listen. I will listen. But no way in hell can you convince me that altering yourself from how you originally came out of the womb, there's no way you can convince me otherwise. Because melanated men and melanated women, before the Europeanized bullshit came into our existence, there were melanated men who were men. There were melanated men who were masculine, and they were warriors. And they knew what their culture was. They knew what the rules and the laws of their culture was. See, the issue is a lot of melanated men, a lot of black men, a lot of niggas are ignorant to the fact. They haven't been educated or enlightened about their culture. Hell, we've been educated about someone else's culture that honestly didn't have a goddamn thing to do with us. And I always wondered that. I was like, why am I studying Europeanized culture? And the only thing you can tell me is about Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Dr. King. But you suppress Marcus Garvey, Stokely Carmichael, Malcolm X, and better yet, Moors. Moors. But this goes to show you that the curriculum, this board of education all across this country was Europeanized. Take that back. It's a European curriculum. This is why you don't hear, you're not educated about the Moorish society. Because whether you believe me or not, the Moorish society, the Moors existed in this country before the Europeans got here. It wasn't the Indians. It was the Moors. It was the Moors. It was never the Indians. And all this time, I was led to believe, I was taught that the Native Americans were Indians. God damn, I was lied to as well. And I'm just realizing that now that I'm in my 40s. So that just goes to tell you, the Board of Education, the curriculum, and the narrative that they have been pushing upon melanated men, women, and our offspring for years has been nothing more than a bogus lie. The history of what Europeans did for us. Like, they didn't do shit for us, but just lie, cheat, steal, and manipulate the facts. And the sad part about it is you have a lot of melanated men and women, but preferably men, that know what the truth is. Those who are a part of this organization called the Boule, they know what the facts, they know what the truth is. They know exactly what the truth is. And you know what? They suppress that information. They suppress that information. And to me, those who know what the truth is, they know what the facts are, and they fail to educate and enlighten other unaware melanated people. God damn it, you motherfuckers are some clowns. You are fucking cowards. Just because you are part of the damn Boule or whatever society, if you know the damn truth and you not putting the truth out there for melanated people to know and to learn, and you're not educating them, you just as worse as them goddamn Europeans. You are a fucking coward. It's sad. But it all boils down to loving yourself. When you love yourself and you love your people enough, you're not going to sit back and suppress vital information, which is going to open their minds and get them to recognize themselves, and value those who look like them, those who are melanated just like them. I don't give a good goddamn what you're doing in the community. All of that shit is irrelevant. If you're not educating and giving the raw, uncut facts, and you're not giving them the necessary books to read to unlearn what they've been taught and relearn what the facts are, what the truth really is. If you know what the truth really is and you're suppressing it, you're a goddamn coward. I don't give a goddamn what you doing in the fucking community. But if you're not giving the facts, you're not sharing the truth, it's just a waste. When you love yourself and you love your people enough, you're never ever going to suppress the truth. So as I always say, keep your joy and happiness. Don't allow anyone to take away your joy and your happiness, because that is part of your sanity. So in the meantime, in between time,